Hello everyone, welcome to PRP Coding YouTube channel. I am Raveendran Pillai. In this session, I shall explain the new data annotations introduced in .NET 8. So let's start. I have created an ASP.NET Core Web API project and it is opened in my Visual Studio 2022. If I click on this project here, you can see that the target framework is set to .NET 8. Now, in this project, it contains a controllers folder and a models folder. In the models folder, it contains a class student with properties, age, hobbies, favorite subject, favorite sport, and favorite hash. In the controllers folder, it contains a student controller with a post action method which takes an input parameter of type student. In this method, it checks whether the model state is valid or not. If the model state is invalid, then a bad request along with the validation errors are returned as response. If the model state is valid, then it returns an OK response along with the student object. Okay, so now let me test this post action method. In order to test this, I am going to use Visual Studio's HTTP request file. So let me click on the Solution Explorer, and in the project here you can see there is a file named annotationsdemo.http. So let me click on this file. Here you can see that I have created a post request with the URL https localhost port number 7113/API/student. The content type is set to application/JSON and it has got a request body with age set to 12. Hobbies is an array with one value singing. Favorite subject set to physics. Favorite color is blue. Favorite hash is my secret hash. Now let me go and run this application first. Okay, so the application is running and now let me click on this send request, and here you can see that the status is 200 OK and we got the response which is exactly the same as the request body. So everything is working as expected. Okay, so now let me add some validations to the student model by using data annotations. .NET 8 has introduced some improvements to the existing data annotations and has also added some new data annotation attributes as well. First, let me show the improvement to the range attribute. For that, let me decorate the age property with the range attribute. So here, decorate with range with value 11, 31. Okay, so range attribute is available prior to .NET 8. So what does this range attribute means? It means that this age can take values from 11 to 31. Now, in .NET 8, two new Boolean properties are added to the range attribute class. They are minimum is exclusive and maximum is exclusive. So let me add the two properties here. So here I can say minimum is exclusive is equal to true, and similarly I can say maximum is exclusive is equal to true. So what does this mean? It means that exclude the value 11 and 31. Take all the values in between that. So it means that age can take only values from 12 to 30. So let me go and test this. For that, let me run the application, press Ctrl F5. The application is running. So let me switch to the annotations demo.http file. Here the age is set to 12 and let me click on the send request. Here you can see that status is 200 OK. Everything is working as expected. Now let me change the value from 12 to 11 and let me click on the send request this time. This time we got 400 bad request and there is an error. Age, the field age must be between 11 exclusive and 31 exclusive. Why? Because here we have set minimum is exclusive to true. So we cannot take the value 11. Similarly, if I set to 31 and let me click on the send request, it remains the same. The error is the same. Why? Because here we have set the maximum is exclusive to true. So that's all about the improvements to the range attribute in .NET 8. Now, I want the user to add at least one hobby and a maximum of 3 hobbies. Prior to .NET 8, this can be achieved by using the min length and max length attributes. So here I can set min length to 1 and I can set max length to 3. In .NET 8, this can be achieved by using the new length attribute. So let me remove this, and here, sorry, let me remove this one also. Here I can set length, and here I can set 1 comma 3. So here 1 is the minimum length and 3 is the maximum length. So basically, the length attribute is a combination of min length and max length attribute. Now, let's test this. For that, let me run the application. Let me switch to the annotations demo.http file, and here we have one hobby already. There is one hobby singing. So let me click on the send request. Yes, everything is working as expected. So let me remove this singing and let me click on the send request. This time we got an error. So what is that error? The field hobbies must be a string or collection type with a minimum length of 1 and a maximum length of 3. Okay, so let me put it back. Singing, dancing, reading. Okay, and let me click on the send request. This time everything is working fine. So let me add one more here. This time it's swimming. And let me click on the send request. This time we got an error, okay, because it's more than 3. The length is 4 now. So this is all about the newly added length attribute in .NET 8. Now, I want the user to select a favorite subject from a given set of subjects. For that, .NET 8 has added a new attribute called AllowedValues. So here I can set AllowedValues with Max, Science, and English. This is the example that I have given. I have given 3 values. So the user can select either Max or Science or English. If he or she tries to enter a subject other than these 3, it will definitely throw an error. Similarly, there is another new attribute named denied values. So let me decorate that with for the favorite color. So here I can say denied values, and for that let me give it as none. So here, if the user try to enter the value none to the favorite color, it will throw an error. Now let me go and test this. For that, let me run the application, press Ctrl F5. Okay, so the application is running. Now let me switch to the annotations demo.http. Here you can see that I have included the favorite subject as physics. Now let me click on the send request, and here we got a 400 bad request, and there is an error to the favorite subject. So the favorite subject field does not equal any of the values specified in the allowed values attribute. So let me change the favorite subject to Max, and let me click on the send request. This time it works exactly as expected. So here I can set Science, send request. Yes, it's Science. Then I can say English. Okay, so the allowed values is working as expected. Similarly for the favorite color, so let me set this as none, and if I click on the send request, here you can see we got an error. The favorite color field equals one of the values specified in the denied values attribute. So this is all about the allowed values and the denied values attribute introduced in .NET 8. I would like to mention one more attribute introduced in .NET 8, that is the Base64String Attribute. So let me decorate the favorite hash property with the Base64String Attribute. So here I can say Base64String Attribute. Okay. So the Base64String Attribute checks if the value assigned to favorite hash contains a valid Base64 encoded value. So let me go and test this. For that, let me run the application, Ctrl F5. And let me switch to annotations demo.http, and here you can see that I have given the favorite hash as my secret hash. So let me click on the send request. Status is 200. Okay, so the favorite hash is working fine as expected. The Base64String attribute is working fine as expected. Now let me add an @ character here, and let me click on the send request. This time we got an error. So the error is the favorite hash field is not a valid Base64 encoding. So this is all about the new data annotations in .NET 8. If you find this video helpful, then please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and stay tuned for the next updates. Thank you.